Alright, it's me again, Mountain Warrior. Mountain Warrior 108 for the 108 hands or techniques to do with Chinese understanding of martial art. I think it was like the 18 hands of Lohan with Shaolin, and then I think it ended up being 108. But anyway, cool. So like, right, generating power. So just standing here on the spot and throwing out a punch, might not be nice if you cop that in the nose. If I step behind that, if I actually push behind that and move forward, that gives it more power, obviously. Something different if I'm twisting my body. So if I'm just standing there and I just try to throw a punch, it's going to have nothing. If I twist my body that way, and then from across, then I'm going to come up that way. And it doesn't have to be this huge, classic punch. It could just be sharp, bang. If you look at a boxer, they're down here and they're just boom, it's this driving force, boom, boom, keep it tight, tight. So, generating power that way. So here, you could step in and strike, which is just changing it. Momentum, having the momentum to sort of, like, the momentum's going one way and then bring it back the other way and kind of whiplash. One way of showing that is, say I've done a slap, or say I've done like the palm and I miss, right? And use my body to come violently back sort of in, it's kind of like, you guys haven't seen it yet because I haven't actually put this clip up yet, but there's one, I'll probably put it up or I'll just reiterate it. So having the arms to the body, this is a conditioning move in Baji. So arms are behind the back here, right? I'm down in like a more than hip width stance, pretty wide, right? Corkscrew down this way and I actually fling my arms off and I'm striking myself here, but it's actually, when I come back, say I'm here, so it's actually, if I bring them this way, it's actually my body, this stomach movement, which shoots the arms off, right? So what I'm trying to say is, I might come here. That's why, say in Kempo, you've probably seen it if you've seen it. Like, it might be a move here, boom, kind of slap the body, because you're ricocheting, you're using, what do you call it? Torsion and, torsion, twisting, spring type power. So it's like here, I could back fist here, right? Back fist, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to show you. It's more of like if I've done a hook missed here, and I come back off the body. Classic move is like a wrap around. Say if you got the nunchaku, you strike and you actually wrap it around the body. So that's the same move. So if I do in Kempo, this is called a waiter's tray. If I shoot this middle knuckle fist through, so here, and I wrap it, it's like here, bang. Oh, felt that one. So I hit, and then I spring it back off, and then that's given this power, or this punch power, you know. Oh. Wouldn't think it, but like, it's really, when you start doing some of this conditioning, like even this one, like, so you hit and you meet that movement, that technique, and like yeah, it's like you can hurt yourself. more so like the joint or something, because it's like you're hitting. So say I've got this force going this way, that then doubles the force going back. Like, yeah, very it's very interesting how we can use the human body, you know. So yeah, like I might miss. So do this hook. Say I wrap that or get it here and then just push that back, you know. Kind of like that ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. It's probably a real move, but the Karate Kid movie where he's doing that little wooden thing, you know, with the tassels. So yeah, so it's kind of like in traditional kung fu. Say I've done a palm strike here. It's this coiling sort of stuff here, and my whole body here, I'm like coiled up like a string. So when I step forward and twist, it's got all this sort of built up tension into these moves. It's using all the little muscles. That's why we call styles internal and external. So karate, Muay Thai, you know, Taekwondo, I suppose, boxing. You know, if you know martial arts or fighting, they're external. There's much more. Internal is like Tai Chi, Bagua. It's all those little subtle moves, but and for some reason, you know, in Chinese philosophy and understanding, Qi, energy, follows Yi, which is the mind, you know, the intention, the intent. So, you know, a style like Xing Yi means, I think it means like heart-mind boxing. So it's that intention. Anyway, so I suppose, yeah, you know, that's probably about it. I'm going to show more, yeah, classical sort of kung fu stuff as well. Sometimes it's hard to fit it all in when you're doing a bit of weights and a bit of martial arts and, you know, hitting the bag and this and that. So lots of different things to train, weapons training and all that sort of stuff, which is cool. And yeah, that's like another thing, like I can have a play around with the weapon and then, you know, like the bokken, like the wooden katana, the wooden sword. And then, you know, then it's like my body, you know, you want to change how you're striking, and you know, it's Like it is intent, and there's not one way. Like Bruce Lee said, there's not one way. You know, there's so many different ways. And the one thing I definitely have learned is that you don't have to do these massive wind-up punches, you know, and telegraph all your moves. Like, you should be able to have, with the right technique, the right posture, it's not hard, bend your legs, you know, sink your weight back. Like, for instance, I'll have to do another clip on this, but sink your weight back on that back leg, you know, ground yourself into the ground. You know, it should be, you should be able to develop, you know, power, like stepping, like move forward, like just, you know, like play with the moves, just play with it all. One other thing too, I learned from Budgie Tron is punching using the scapula. So it doesn't look like much at the minute, but like say right, you keep your arms straight, because one of the techniques is you actually roll your shoulders, like literally have your arms as straight as you can, make the rake fist, which is the index finger first, roll them in, and it goes like that. And that was to come up and sort of rake the opponent's face in an upward strike, and then you come up underneath with this elbow. Come up underneath, and that elbow comes up and underneath. Really powerful style. Like, just it'll smash your legs. Like, actually, like really build them up. It's very physically hard. On par with Kyokushin karate for physicality. It's known as the hardest style, most physical style of kung fu. Yeah, not a lot of people can do it. And yeah, anyway, so trying to think if that was about it. Oh yeah, so those rolling punches, it's like you roll the shoulders, keeping your arms dead straight, and then you actually push. So you're rolling, and then you actually push like these are connected, but you don't bend your arm, right? Then that leads up into like sort of like this bow and arrow type punch. If I'm doing these little step ins, and you actually push, turning the body on the side like you're drawing a bow. But when you get stronger at that, and you move, and you actually put the shoulder behind it, and punch, you got a lot of reach and a lot of power, because you're using all these back muscles that you don't normally use. And say if it was a palm strike, like if it was a pushing strike, like that's, so from here, bang, if I can like push down and away like that, and not just like a push like this, but twisting my whole body. If you can imagine from here, this whole thing twists, and I'm pushing with my legs. There's a lot of power in that. And then you can step through and you can do it this way. But again, so if I was to do, yeah, anyway, that push, you can raise this up and come in and underneath and again do the elbow, but there's just so many different ways to generate power, like from here, just the way you have like relaxed power. So you could just hit dead like this, or you can have that weighted power, where you like have your body weight behind it. So like whatever, you can just hit, or you can actually hit sort of like dropping the weight down, hit flat, or you can bring it more in and through. There's just different types of techniques and different strikes, and like a flat fist versus like a back knuckle, which doesn't hang around there too long. It's definitely more of a penetrating power. Here to drive it. It may be something as simple as that corkscrewing power. Again, like with the body, how it corkscrews. That rotational, like not just my body, but the actual limb. The limb rotating inwards or outwards, or coming straight in. So it can come straight, as in from my hip, straight, and you have that power that way, or it can come across on an angle. So if it comes straight that way, then or it can go straight out that way. Straight in, and then it can come. They're like, we call them planes, or like, I suppose, planes or angles, or So again, straight in, same as the strikes, straight across, or angled, different angles across. Yep. Anyway, you get the gist. Cool. All right, have fun playing with that. See ya.